What's up, yo? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I did a video, posted a video on here, whatever. You feel me? I'm back with another one. And today I'm gonna be doing a story time, but I'm only doing a story time too, by the way, because I made a post on Instagram the other day, and you feel me? A couple of people had mentioned this fight I had when I was in high school, but it was just so funny. So you feel me? We gonna get into it. So before we get into like what actually happened, like I'm gonna give y'all some background, right? So if you know me, right, y'all know my whole high school career, I was fighting. Like I went from school to school, getting kicked out from this school, going to this school, fighting. I don't know what it was about me, but bitches just ain't like me, or I don't know if they just felt like they could play with me, but I was never the type. You feel me? And so where this fight took place, I think I had just got kicked out of Bertram, and I was at a new school. So when I transferred to this school, I was cool with this girl because I was originally cool with her cousin when I was in Bertram or whatever. So you feel me? When I went to this school, I'm like, oh, I know somebody, blah blah blah. I started rocking with Shorty or whatever, right? So I think like my first or probably like my second week of school, she get into a fight with like some girls. I don't even know the other bitches. Like literally, like it's my first or second week of school. You feel me? And she get into a fight in the lunchroom or whatever. And I can't remember if she was getting jumped or she was getting beat up. One of the two or whatever. But I jumped into the fight. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I fuck with your cousin like that. So I'm not going like, you feel me? Watch you get beat up and shit like that. Boom. After that, bitches in that school did not like me at all. Like at all. Like it was just like them versus us. And it was just like I was most hated or whatever, right? So then, I can't remember. It was like when I transferred to that school, it was like towards the end of the year, probably like May, June. So I don't remember when this new girl came into the picture. I don't know if she came like towards the end of the school year, she transferred there, or she started like when we came back in September or whatever, right? But so yeah, whatever. So you feel me? That fight happened or whatever, and that was before like school let out or whatever. So summertime happened, and now we back. You feel me? In September, right? So new school year, and at this point it's me, and I'm using names because at this point I don't give a fuck. And if any of y'all bitches is still watching my shit, y'all on my dick, so I really don't give a fuck. So at this point it was me, John D, Alaska, Tokyo, and this girl Asha, right? Like that was all clique of girls. But yeah, so John D was the only one that lived uptown, so she ain't like really hang out with us out of school, whatever. So it was me, Tokyo, Alaska, and Asha. We all lived in Brooklyn, and we all lived a couple of blocks away from each other. So I remember, like you know, around that time, we used to do like the team pasa pasas. We used to go to the day raves, the parties, whatever, right? So it's me, Alaska, and Asha. We go out one night. I forgot who the fuck we was with. Blah blah blah. We go out, and I paid for Asha to get into the spot, right? And I'm like, I used to have like this little like coin purse. I don't remember, but you feel me? Like a little like wallet type shit or whatever. And I'm like, hold my shit or whatever, because I didn't have no bag enough in it. I didn't want to drop it or nothing like that. So I'm like, hold my shit till we leave. This girl ends up leaving the party. She don't say nothing to nobody. She don't say, yo, I'm out, here's your shit, nothing. She just dips. You feel me? Don't say nothing to nobody. She leaves, and she leaves with my wallet. So I'm like, the fuck? So now we go back to school, and I'm like, why the fuck would you leave with my shit? Like, what the fuck? She's like, oh, you're fiending, blah, 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 blah. I'ma bring it. Okay, my point is you shouldn't have left with it. Like, you like fiending. How the fuck I'm fiending for my shit? Or whatever, right? So, anyway, she ends up bringing it back or whatever. But now the little bitch started moving weird, right? And remember, I told you, like, when I first went to the school, I jumped to the fight, so that other group of bitches ain't fuck with me, right? All of a sudden, this girl start hanging around that group of bitches. So we just looking at her like, the fuck? And then she started popping shit. Oh, Pearl is broke, out of the ride, you fiending, and you only paid $5 for me to get into the party. But girl, that's $5 that you didn't have. Like, I can be the brokest bitch around that time, and so what? Like, I still paid for you to get in. So how the fuck are you opening your mouth to call me broke and say I'm fiending for my shit? Bitch, you dead ass wrong. Or whatever. And then you go start doing that fake shit with them bitches, and now you was an op. You feel me? So around that time, y'all know me, I was like mad retarded. Like, a bitch said the wrong thing, and yeah, we had to fight. You feel me? So I can't remember like at what point me and the girl had to back and forth or whatever, but I wanted to fight. So I'm like, after school, I'm gonna beat you up. You feel me? I can't remember if like the shit was over social media, whatever, however it went down or whatever. So now boom, fast forward to the day that we supposed to fight, right? We get out of school, and at this time I think I was I had a boyfriend or whatever, and he used to come pick me up from school or whatever, and he used to come with his friends and shit. Like, we used to be mad deep or whatever, and niggas knew I was perky, you feel me? So niggas was just always outside, and we used to be deep. Like, wasn't nobody fucking with me. Ain't nobody like was on that type of time with me, you feel me? And so yeah, we get out of school, whatever. I meet up with my boyfriend, whatever, his friends. I can't remember if Alaska was there. Can't really remember like who was there like with me, because I really wasn't paying nobody no mind. But I remember it was Asha, right? And then the group of bitches that did not like me. You feel me? And it's not that they only didn't like me. They didn't like Alaska. They didn't like Tokyo. Like, it was just them versus us or whatever, right? So she's standing there, and I'm like, you feel me? Like, take your shit off. Like, come on, let's fight, because I'm gonna hit you. Like, I'm trying to give you the chance to take your shit off before I punch you in your shit. She's like, oh no, I don't want to fight. I told my mother, and my mother said, if you hit me, you're going to jail. I said, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I've been to jail. What the fuck is jail? So she trying to cop it, she trying to cop it, or whatever. She not taking her stuff off or whatever. So then I look at the group of bitches, and I'm like, any one of y'all want to fight for her? Straight crickets, I promise you. Like, so now, like, I'm like, yo, word to my mother, like, you got about like 3 seconds before I run in your shit. The bitch starts running, bro. It's like, I'm like, it's no way. I gotta chase this girl to beat her up. And at that time, like, if I said I was gonna beat you up, I really was gonna beat you up. So you could have run all the way home, and I was gonna chase you all the way home to beat your ass. This girl running up the block, I guess she was trying to like run back into the school or something or whatever, right? So she had ran across the street, and then she ran in between like some school buses or whatever, and I caught her right there. You feel me? Started fucking her up out of the we get in the street, throw her on the floor, whatever. So now boom, I'm dragging her, fucking her up. You feel me? Niggas start trying to break it up and shit. And I'm like, get the fuck off of me, like. And I ain't gonna front, the way they pulled me off of her, like. When I threw her on the floor, like, I didn't go on the floor with her. Like, I'm literally, like, still on my feet, like, just literally dragging her and fucking her up. You feel me? So, I can't remember who tried to, like, get me off of her, but they picked me up off my feet, like, in the air and shit. So, I'm like, if y'all trying to get me up off of her, this bitch is coming with me. So, I'm grabbing the bitch. Like, I'm grabbing the bitch. Like, and then all I start hearing is, like, you feel me? Like, we knew the bitch wore wigs and shit. So, like, as they trying to pull me off of her, I'm trying to drag her with me or whatever. And then all you start hearing is, like, y'all know, like, Velcro, like, when it start, like, that's how her wig was sounding, no cap, you feel me? And then that shit just flew off. So then I'm swinging the wig or whatever, and the bitch just, like, running down the block, crying, screaming, whatever. And, like, that shit was just mad funny, like. And then I remember after like the whole situation or whatever, like, we went back to like school, whatever. Like, I got suspended, I think, for like 7 days, and I think we had mediation, and it was like, but can you give her wig back? I was like, what wig? Give who? But she's not getting nothing. And I think they try to like come back to him on some, oh, she had can't, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When her wig came off, she had a clean bald. Like, if it wasn't a baldy, it was like waves or something. Like, it was like a nigga. Like, it was like a light Caesar. Like, you could have on that shit. Like, no funny shit, right? So I remember like niggas was trying to say, oh, she had cancer, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, if y'all think I'm about to sit here and feel bad because I beat her up and she got a cancer, I don't give not one fuck. Not one, because at the end of the day, when you played with me, you knew you had cancer. I didn't know. And at the end of the day, it wouldn't have changed. I still would have beat your ass. And that's just on that. And then yeah, so I got suspended for like 7 days or whatever, and I think she transferred out. She got a safety transfer or something. The bitch was scared. I don't know. And then like I just ended up like from that fight, like bitches just started being on my dick. So like I was just coming to fight everybody. So it went from a 7-day suspension to a 90-day suspension to a year suspension, and then a year 90-day suspension. So I was suspended for the rest of the year. I couldn't come back to that school, but I was still coming up there to fight bitches. Like, y'all bitches, y'all not gonna be talking shit on the internet and shit like that and think I'm not gonna slap. Like, you feel me? I was coming up there. You feel me? So then at that point, like, I just could not come back to that school. I was suspended for the rest of the year, and then changed. Like, when the new school year started and shit, I still couldn't come back. And then when my suspension was finally up, they like, yeah, you can't go to no schools in Manhattan. I'm like, but why not? They're like, you're a safety risk, blah, 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 blah. You're a gangbanger, you're this, you're that, you're that. I'm like, at the end of the day, y'all can suck my dick. Man, shit just escalated after that fight or whatever. But I could do another, like, I could do a part 2, I could do another story time or whatever. So if y'all want, feel me, the rest of the tea and all that, leave a comment, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow my Instagram if you haven't already. Pdot Herbo. Follow my business page, The Nail Zone. And yeah, that's it and that's all.